Hello there, creative community. This is Curaxu coming to you with another video. And in this video, I will be talking a little bit about block palettes. Many of you will know what it is, many of you will not. So let's just get started. Okay, first of all, ignore the orange block here. So what we're looking at now, you see a block palette, for example, for a Eastern type build. What a block palette exactly is a collection of blocks that you would be using to build what you are building. This is particularly useful when you are building something that needs to be very consistent. For example, a steampunk city, which would have completely different colors and everything, completely different materials, would not look the best. Although, if you use a little bit of some blocks somewhere, then that's perfectly fine. But in general, you want to stay consistent, and one way to do that is to use the same blocks in some kind of manner. Then you have a block palette helping you out. You can see a lot of blocks, well, a lot. You have 8 blocks, 8 blocks, which you would generally use. 8 blocks is, I think, about the default for a block palette, but every block palette is different, so don't hold me to that. Thank you. Anyway, so this would be an example for a steampunky or a Eastern type thing. One here, ignore the redstone ore. Here you have something like for a nether fortress of some kind. You have highly consistent theme going on here. If you want a fortress, you want to make it look unified as well. Then a block palette helps, like I said before. Also, what you need to consider in a block palette is not only what you could use that would fit here, because obviously the white seems to be the one out. Let me set a deity set 0. Anyway, the white seems a little bit odd here because Nether Fortress, isn't that like the darkness and everything? And yes, you might be right, but you need contrast as well. And in contrast, you know what contrast is, don't you? I'll do a separate video on it as well, so then everyone can be happy. Basically, contrast is a difference between two places. There is so much you can tell about contrast. You know what? I am gonna make a separate video of it. What you need to know here is a little bit about contrast in color, and that being that the black of the obsidian and the white are very, very high in contrast. Now, for the rest, just look out for another video about contrast. So then we have the highly inconsistent stuff here. You might be like, what is this? Well, okay, this one and this one is really reasonably okay, but this does not make any sense, does it? Well, I guess you could say it does make some sense, but still, it doesn't make any sense. Well, the reason is because you have something called texture packs. Here I have the Mithrinthia 1.5 texture pack. You might want the 1.6 resource pack if you are working in 1.6. I'm still on 1.5 because I don't have internet connection, and I like 1.5 a lot because I can use Cam Studio and everything. In any case, I'm working with 1.5 at the moment, so I will be using the Mithrinthia texture pack at this moment, and then you will see it is a lot better. This is the block palette I could use for an orc-ish build. Now you see sponge is here very, very nice in texture, and when I was on Mithrinthia I met this guy and he was making an orc-ish build, and he helped me out a little bit and I helped him out. So that's how I came on this palette. Obviously these two blocks belong together. You can make really nice textures with it. These two as well, mossy and non-mossy. Obviously there are no stairs in here, but that's just because you want to know which textures you are using, not just any block you can be using, because then your palette would be a lot longer. The reason why I didn't put my mycelium here, because it gives a little bit of an odd view, whilst here, just like this, you can really get a lot better of an idea. Obviously you can also still use the cross, but I think this looks a little bit too happy to be orcish. If I recall, the one on the Trintia server I met, who I had to help me, also did use mycelium, but in combination with gravel and everything. But about ground and everything, we will make another video. So this could be for an orcish build. Then here we have some desert theme going on. Also with the sponge, it blends in really well with the sand and everything and gives another texture, like almost wood-like. Of course you can use wood here, but I think like desert, there are not really a lot of trees around, so everything is built from sandstone and everything. And of course some lapis lazuli and gold to contrast a little bit with the sandiness of it all. You can use more colors, of course. If you are making a desert build, you want some special frivolous colors in wool or everything you can to separate your build from the environment, because everything in sand-like colors, whilst yes, it is consistent, you would not really see the build anymore. So therefore, contrast once again. And then here we would have some warm Roman theme maybe going on. A lot of you might know, but might not know, but I tried to do a I tried to get into Fire UK. They had a build contest a lot of months ago. I was a lot worse than I am now. So now, who knows, maybe I have some kind of chance of getting in the next one. Doesn't matter anyway. I have projects enough of my own. So I went to Mithrintia then. But it doesn't matter. There was one guy who really made a nice Roman theme. And that really nice Roman theme used about this block palette, I think. Maybe not so much on the wood, but I included them because they really can add here. Contrast here is usually brought by the sandiness. You would use the sandstone a lot with the red and gold as contrast colors. With that said, I hope you all have gotten an idea. Oh, that's correct. Here is where the special orange wool comes in. In the Mithrintia texture pack, it is retextured, so then it would perfectly fit in here. And you see the general textures are a lot better. However, I usually use default texture pack because some people can't be bothered to install texture packs, which is, well, I guess not really the best, because you are trying to make it look very great, but then at the same time, not everyone wants to go to the trouble and install the texture pack for it. However, more and more people are agreeing to use it in the texture pack, for a big part thanks to Sir Hypixel and all the great builders, because really it's not only Hypixel, and he usually does only redstone, but since it's Team Hypixel, more like that. Also, there's a Team Hypixel on the Mithrintia server, just so you know. So maybe if you are very good at building, why are you still watching these tutorials? Just go to the Mithrintia server and go build yourself up the tiers and become a member of the build teams. Anyway, you don't have to. You also have the block here. Of course, yeah, you saw it. It's this same combination here as it is here. It just blends perfectly in. Of course, you would use lava and fire here too, but to use those blocks in a block palette, yeah, those are environment. I don't know. Anyway, I really hope you have gotten an idea how block palettes are working. I will revert back to the default texture packs because otherwise I will just completely forget. So yeah, you see it is looking a lot more ugly. I will have a lot of issues building soon. Now I have seen the beautiful Mithrindia texture pack. I think it's beautiful anyway. So with that said, I will greet you all farewell. See you all in the next video. Bye bye.